Folks, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show. About to begin another big moment and sort of Rubicon moment in my life. Another promotion of a concert tomorrow evening at Permanent Records Roadhouse. But before then, I'm blessed to be with a couple of younger cats who invited me to a house jam tonight and a party for Halloween. Jaden, Lehman, Matt, Nguyen, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show.
Nice.
Max Nguyen, welcome to the Jake Feinberg
Thank
Show.
you so much,
Thank you
man.
so much.
It's so great to have you here. Yeah.
Max, can you just, when you talk, was there a struggle for you because you started playing complex melodic music? When you came to more simpler music, was there an adjustment like Gadsden that we were talking about off air, or did it sort of just fit right in?
I would say like it was always like in like I feel like I was always capable to play it, but I think I actually saw like simpler music as a lesser music at the start. I mean, like at first, like it was really crazy because I was like I just want to do jazz, like I just want to play improvised music, and like I grew up listening to like Miles Davis Quintet and like John Coltrane.
You were listening to Elvin and Tony Williams and all those guys.
I was listening to Elvin Jones, Tony Williams, Art Taylor, Craig Weinrib,
And Paul Motion.
Paul Motion.
Oh my God.
The Sufi. Right?
Yeah.
No, so let's be more specific. Is that how did your language change on the drums? Less playing? You were less busy on the drums, playing more in pocket music, and was that sort of because you said I wanted to play jazz, and some people would say that means they just have to go for it. And just play to the spirit, but sometimes the song doesn't call for that.
Yeah, no, and honestly, still like with playing with Jaden, honestly, like I still feel like I'm going for it, and honestly, like
you are going for it. Yeah.
playing more like pocket. It's like it's just expanded like my like perspective on how like I'm viewing things, and it's like it's a more balanced perspective, and I feel like I'm more accepting of a lot of things, and I'm still learning to simplify. Like I still like struggle with that, but I think I'm focused on it a lot more.
Talk about the groove you just played, like because you were able to get it to swing.
Yeah,
and that wasn't I don't know, giant steps, but that was your own groove, and it's really, it doesn't matter what genre, it's like making the song be able to swing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
You can riff on that anyway. There's no right answer.
But here's another thing too. Is like when I first started playing, like I had a really weird swing beat. Like I wasn't like playing like how everyone else was.
Yeah, I think that's cool actually.
Which was really. But it back when I was younger, I feel like it wasn't very encouraged.
No, there's a lot of peer pressure to conform.
People wanted me to like conform to like certain sounds, and it was really funny because I remember like my dad was like, oh, like here's some money to buy a ride cymbal. And I chose this cymbal, and everyone was getting like thin, like Constantinoples and like Istanbuls and small stuff just to sound like have a darker sound, and I feel like at that point I was like, man, I feel so ostracized. Like I need to like just lean into it, and I decided to try.
I can just tell by your eyes, man. You are definitely going to the beat of your own drum, but it was like. Can you talk about the first time you found cats that were like, dude, that is... Because I remember talking to a great guitar player, rest in peace, Jack Wilkins, and he's like, I transcribe Al Di Meola solos, and I'll transcribe John McLaughlin solos, and they have impeccable time, but the beat falls in the weirdest places.
Yes, yeah.
So can you talk about the seminal moment when you found cats that were like, not just accepting of you, but where you guys just locked in?
Like people I was playing with.
Right. Because you said, there was some resistance to your
Man, so I have this friend, Kai Burns, this guitarist, really amazing guitarist.
Yeah.
Super into like improvised music. He's played with like Cecil McBee and like people.
I've interviewed Cecil.
Yeah. So he kind of like gave me the grounding blocks to be like to lean into whatever like I was doing, and he was so out there like we were like 15 and he was listening to like Cecil Taylor, and he was like yeah, no one's listening.
Yo, that's out.
Which is like I was like, man, like okay, like this is great, and now he's still like he's into classical composition, but he's been a really big like influence for me, and it's been like wow, like he's like he helped me a lot. Also, my friend Cosmo Lieberman, he's this really amazing saxophonist. He's been playing a lot with a lot of people.
And you would say that, like, in a succinct way, you can get out of your thinking mind with them and get into the spirit mind, where you don't have to think about not just being critiqued, but like they want to play from the primordial gut. You know?
But honestly, like, I actually like with playing with them, like our brains are
Right.
on full power, like because like with them, like we get very like
I know.
intentional
I
and
know.
intellectual with it, and they're both in Boston making like really intense improvised music, and so being around them is just like, oh wow, like, and playing music with them, it's like silence like is like has so much like meaning to
It's a big lost art, man.
it's like, oh my god. But you know, those guys have been like really amazing. My friend Shogo Ellefson, like he's the first person I played with ever, and he's a wonderful bass player. He's
Jaden, I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Let me ask you what you think. First of all, it's such an honor to connect with you, man.
Dude. Yeah, likewise.
You know, me and you, Max, we could walk down the streets of Compton and ask 20 people what their definition of the word jazz is, and we get 20 different answers. So, what is your definition of jazz?
That's a great question. I don't know. I feel like I'm the wrong person to ask.
No, because I want to tell you.
Playing,
Well, first of all, I don't play music, and second of all, I mean, is there a way to put it into like sort of adjectives? Like for me, I describe jazz as pulse, tension and release, and dynamics.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be original songbook, you know, American songbook.
Yeah.
But you think you're the wrong person. Why? Because you haven't played jazz.
Well, yeah, I think jazz is like there's
So what is that word in your head that's saying I'm not the authority on it?
Well, there's such a tradition behind it, and there's so many tunes, and just like the lineage. Like I honestly don't feel like I've done the homework enough to.
What have you done? Where are you excavating in that?
And I do a lot of listening. Like I mean like anywhere from like Miles to Sun Ra to like Julian Lage now, or like, you know, those are all like under like the jazz umbrella, I guess. But I love listening. But honestly, for me, jazz music is a type of music that has so much magic still, because I haven't done this deep study of it, that it's almost like I can hear jazz musicians play and be like, they just feel like wizards, and it's like, it's almost like a sacred thing still that I can like, because like if I listen to like the jam band thing, or I kind of am able to understand what's going on to an extent, but with jazz it's just like
Jam band. So my favorite, All My Dear Brothers and Grateful Shredder playing tonight at Brooklyn Bowl, and I have a bunch of dear friends there, so it's a cosmic night. But what would you say is the I mean, I don't believe that, like Dan Horn and maybe John Lee Shannon, I think they could play jazz standards, but they're playing jam music, which is not jazz. Mm-hmm. And even like, you know, the Dead, Phil, rest in peace, you know, it's like, that dude was, John Molo said he thought he was Scotty LaFaro's Phil Lesh, because he never, to me, can you just talk about dancing around the downbeat as a player? To me, whether it's jazz or jam music, that's what, and much more than pop, because it's just, that's too formula trip. But can you talk about just dancing around the one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love syncopation. That's like, I can nerd out about that so much. I mean, well, I don't know. I feel like,
how important is rhythm to your rhythm chops to your improvisation?
I think it's like, actually for me, I think it might be the biggest.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. When I'm developing a solo, I'm thinking very rhythmically and thinking in terms of space. Space and, I mean, the melody part, it's like space and melody, and like with rhythm, developing ideas in a way that like, how can I put this into words?
I think you did pretty well.
But yeah, it's like the rhythmic thing about developing ideas and giving space, and then when you want to go for it, like 4/4 is just and the accents don't have to be like, it's all you know, so like you can
fill the bar line up with his
exactly, like play in whatever you want, and then the one is not going anywhere. Like you can, you know what I mean? Like you can get really out, and then as long as your ears are open and you're playing with people who can support you and rise to, like, you know, be there for you when you get out and lost, like that's like kind of a beautiful thing, actually.
Max, I just want to ask you, because he'll watch this on Facebook. He's not on Instagram, but I just want you to talk about the impact that James Gadsden had on you as a human being.
I mean, I get to. I mean, I'm around him like twice a month, and every time every time I go, you know, every time he shows me something, I learn something so like profound and
You give an example?
like being. Should I show? Can I show an example?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like
That's the best way.
but you know, like. You know, before I was playing, like, if you were playing, like, a groove, like... But then, talking about making certain beats, bringing them out more meaningful.
Yes. Yes.
And putting more of an emphasis, not volume. It's never volume. It's about the length, giving the full length of a note. So, yeah, I feel like I didn't even do it like that great, but you know that, and also clearing the way too for that to be brought out, beat 3 to be brought out. It's like, because like you're creating space for it, it gets brought out more, and
Right.
and it sits in the pocket, little like it's a little more special that way. I don't know, like I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, there's a record. Yeah, no, it's a.
And he's the perfect drummer. Like on the Poet 2 by Bobby Womack, like it's like, oh my.
Yeah, I got to check that out.
That's-
Yeah, I got a Dennis Coffey record in the car where he's just like, I mean, it's just getting off the ground. I was going to ask you before I let you go. I mean, what is it like to play music with Jaden?
I mean, it's the best. You know,
It's the best. It's the best.
I'd go. I would like. I tell him this, you know, a good amount, but I.
But why? So no, I dig that. But I mean, what geeks you out about it?
You know, we're trying to create a musical world.
A vibe or a community or
Like not.
or just in your own music.
I think right now,
Yeah.
you know, it's so early in the stages, which is really crazy to think.
This is embryonic, and Jake Feinberg is here to
Yeah.
document it. I love it.
But it's so early in the stages, and we're and like, yeah, like right now we're focused on like making a world, and I you know, like when I play in any musical situation, the best musical situations for me take me out of my body, and they take me into a place where while I'm walking and I have my ears in, like listening to certain music, like I don't feel like I'm in my reality. Like for a perfect example is Jeff Parker Quartet, like with Jay Bellerose and Anna Butters, Josh Johnson, like those, you know.
Yeah,
music,
I dig.
That music takes me in a world, but like, you know, playing with Jaden, like I get to really like dig into that, and also like, yeah.
But he said he said he still has so much to learn about jazz.
Oh, you know, well, I don't
Listen,
like,
the bottom line is this: is that bless you both, because after what is ahead for us as a world and as a country, it will be unprecedented. It'll be profound. It will change all of our lives, and I just pray that rhythm can heal us. I feel like it may be the only hope, and I can't see the future. I'm not going to pretend that I have a crystal ball. I just know that coming after next week, there's just a lot of pain and suffering that's going to be happening collectively, and I just and you guys are very important healers in this time. So Max, Jaden, I love you both.
Love you,
All
man.
right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Keep doing your thing, man. All right.
Thank you.
It's the Jake Feinberg Show. We'll see you later.